ha enti we church for the ma NPP amanyuku no JFK ena otwa ne dinitia efre no. So as we speak here ababe your official say Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh napo ono ena Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia aboni din se omra mebo ni chidom na oko a womo ekono omra meboa no na womo nkosa akoni nkodi nkonim na omo wie ye no Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia ono no ye franka kurafo edema NPP amanyuku no ne odi akoto ni Facebook page enie o say today I had the honor and privilege to present my choice of running mate Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh to the National Council of the NPP for their consideration in line with NPP Constitution. I thank members of the National Council for their unanimous and emphatic endorsement of the astute and brilliant Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh as my running mate. To God be the glory. Enunti we eya semwa Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia ode akoto ni Facebook page. Ye body tofa de ama wa se ene onya kwanya no ede nipa opeso obo na chidom ewa afia batu mu no de kokoto party no empanimfo anim ama party mpanimfo no wo mo tena so omo adwendwen ho wie ye no omo nyina age atum se ampa Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh obetumi ne Dr. Bawumia akọ okon anim afi abatoɔ no emu na ɔmo wie ye no Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh a enei yebetumi akansi sudua sɛ ɔyɛ vice presidential candidate edema NPP ɛsoso de watwerɛw eni ɔse I am deeply honored today as the chosen running mate of the NPP. I am humbled to be nominated by our distinguished flag bearer His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia and endorsed unanimously by the National Council in accordance with the provisions of the NPP Constitution. I am privileged and duty-bound to extend my full support to Dr. Bawumia as we work together to realize his visionary agenda of propelling Ghana to greater heights. I view this nomination as part of God's plan for my life, and I am grateful for his guidance in directing my path. I pray for this ongoing guidance as I move forward. I consider this nomination as a call to higher service, a call to sacrifice, and a call to duty a duty to perform. The NPP is enriched with numerous astute personalities. Therefore, I recognize the significance of my selection and do not take it lightly. I call upon all our members to join hands as we collectively strive to achieve our ambitious goal of transforming Ghana into a prosperous nation. I express my gratitude to the National Council, the rank and file of the party, and our esteemed President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for their unwavering support and faith in me. I thank Mr. President again for the opportunity granted me to serve in two respected cabinet positions. I am forever grateful. I am equally grateful to my colleague ministers of state, members of parliament, for the confidence reposed in me. It has prepared me for a day like this, and I feel ready to make everyone who believes in me proud and win over the doubters. I understand that the task ahead requires our collective effort, and I therefore plead with every party member to come on board as we seek the mandate of our countrymen and women once again to serve them. As I assume the role of running mate alongside my esteemed boss, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia, I am committed to supporting him to prosecute a formidable 2024 campaign to break the 8-year election cycle and serve our beloved country diligently. Let us work together towards a brighter future for Ghana. My philosophies remain service and leadership. may God bless our homeland Ghana and what they thank you aka ho Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh ena watchro sa krata yi enu nti ye bone tofa e de amawane o kire nyina ne se ene nani age papa se mpanimfo abu ni bi no abo ni din so ono na mra me running mate emfa ema omo party a eye NPP na sa bo a yabo ni din ama ahambo no wa ye boko kire se wa dwen ho a se na party eni papa ewom ena mpanimfo epe obi na womo no amano ababetai Dr. Bawumiachi eyo ono no ombo ni din ene na nani so papa na saa bo a womo abo ni din so omeka Dr. Bawumia ho yi no ohunu ni say adwuma kese a oba betai ne boss achi ne box Bawumia obetai na chi na omatimi ama Ghana enema bi a woso womo de mayen ema yetumi egina faako a yenyina betimi aka se awurade ne adi ni yie no wono so obeye ebiem ose bo a yabo ni din ono de ohunu sɛ onyankopɔn hyehyɛ de ma na brabɔ na eyade a nani so pa na ohwɛ sɛ de onyankopɔn akyerɛkyerɛ ne kwan a de abɛpem saa brɛ na oguso ɛyɛ no a ono de nya de obɛpa firi nyankopɔn ho da obɛkɔso abrɛ ne ho asɛm onyankopɔn na wakyerɛkyerɛ no kwan no ne ɛyɛ na wafa so ebiem ɔse bo a yabo ni din sɛ omra meta yewura Bawumiachi no ono de ohunu sɛ ɛyɛ ɔsom kɛseɛ ɛyɛ atuhu akyɛ ɛne adwumaden ɛna wɔde ba betai party no achi ɔkyerɛ sɛ NPP mu nipa bebrebe nyansafo ewom na ɔno na neyi Nyankopɔn adom ɛhan na tɔ no so amia frɛ no aba sɛ ɔmra mɛsom wɔn party ne Ghana na ohunu ne sɛ we ne yɛ adekɛse a wɔgyina so ada party mpanimfo ni nyinaa ase ɛne National Council so ɔda wɔn ase party no etibire kese ewom emu nketewa emu mpanimfo ɔse mu nyinaa wɔdamase o ɛne we na podamase nya dadadamase na podamase na poguso a ɛde ɛnase som no ɛhyehyɛ so a ɔse Ghana man panyini na nadodan kwakufu ado nso ye papa ɔse wɔnya odeni ɛnya wo ɛna ba Ghana ha ebedi mampani unya ni mu gidie bo ni din ɛma ne ba bɛsom ya anka ho akra na ɛhyɛ dade na ni adi nachi ɛne nti na nadodan kwakufu ado Ghana man pani wɔse wo nso so wɔda ase papa Nyankopɔn hyira wo sɛ wamamu a wobebu ye de ne di kan ne ɛtɔ so mienu ni nyinaa no ubo ni di ma ne bɛyɛ ɔsoafo ɛnyɛ ɔsoafo keke o ɔsoafo a wɔmo ɛne ɔmampani kɔ asetena kɔ dwendwen amamuo no ntotoyɛ ne nhyehyɛyɛ ho ɛno ne yɛfrɛ no sɛ cabinet position ana sɛ cabinet minister no ɔse ɔmampani Akufo Addo amamuo de di kan ne ɛtɔ so mienu ni nyinaa wɔbɔ ni din a ɔde ne kɔ hɔ no mo a nani so saa adeɛ no a ɔpani no ayɛ afei ɔse ne nuanom asoafoɔ mmra hyɛ bedwafoɔ a moyɛ ne nuanom mo nso so ɔdamase o sɛ munya ne mugidie na ne din ne na nam mframa mu no mo nyinaa mutaa n'akyi ama yɛde abɛduru baabi a yɛduru yi ɔse baabi a waba bɛduru no ɔno deɛ wayɛ krado paa sɛ obi biara ba bɛka ne ho na wɔn ani so ade hunu no wɔn tumi ɛkonkoden de kɔ ho a ɛbɛbɛ mu ɛba saa wɔn a yɛbɔ ne din na wɔn adwen yɛ wɔn na sɛ na poi saa afɔ no nyinaa yɛbɛtumi ama wɔn ahunu sɛ ampa nkonimdie wɔ hɔ no mo ɛde ma ɔdasani biara so ɔyɛ ho adwuma a ɔsan so ɛte aseɛ sɛ adwuma a ɛda wɔn anim afi mu no ɛyɛ adwuma kɛseɛ ɛbɛbɛ mu a agye sɛ partyfoɔ ne obi biara ɛbɛka ne ho ne boss ho na wɔn atumi ahwɛ kwan yɛ wɔn bɛfa so na wɔn akɔka wɔn nsɛm akyerɛ Ghanafoɔ na Ghanafoɔ nyɛ wɔn mu gyidie afi abatoɔ no emu ebiem ɔse ɔgyitum sɛ ɔbɛyɛ running mate no ɛde ama Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia na ɔbɛtaa n'akyi na n'ani so ade hunu sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔpagya Ghana sima pɔmma tena bia no saa ani so ade hunu no atumi abam na afi abatoɔ no MPP abreki 80 no na ɔma toa so asomɔman no ɛwɔ kwampa so wɔkɔ so asrɛ MPP foɔ sɛ mo nyinaa mo mmra mɛka ɔne ne boss ho na saa ani so ade hunu fɛfɛ a mo nyinaa mo pɛ sɛ mo duru ho no momfa adwumaden ka mbom ɛnyɛ na mo nduru ho ɔno deɛ ne wiase ɔbaa yɛ ade ɔgyidie ɛne ɔsom ɛne kandie onyankopɔn nhyira ɔman Ghana yi ɔda yɛ nyinaa yase Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh nanum nsɛm a after sɛ yɛbɔ ne din no ɔno nso so ɛde ato edwa ɛno no so now it has become official sɛ Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh ɛna ɔyɛ running mate ama NPP amanyɔkuo no na so ɔmo bɛpa ne ho ntoma de akyerɛ wiase nyinaa no ɛno no bɛkɔ so Nyankopɔn yɛ adom a ɛbenada July 9th ɛna ɛyɛ saa outdooring ceremony no ɛbɛkɔ so wɔ Jubilee Park no ɛwɔ Kumase Nyankopɔn yɛ adom a no mmienu pɛpɛpɛpɛ ɛbenada na party mma nyinaa kwakwakohyia ɛwɔ Kumase na afei Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh officially no wɔn apa ne ho ntoma de akyerɛ ewiase nyinaa sɛ ɔno na ɛba bɛka Dr. Bawumia ho na afei wɔn akɔ ɔko anim enti agya ebo abusua agya nya baba beduru ɔpani no wɔn agyina tum a wɔno na ɛka Dr. Bawumia ho 2024 abatoɔ no wɔn de ahyehyɛ so enti wei a wɔn awie ne sei no after sɛ ɔmbɛkɔ akɔyi na kyerɛ ɛbenada no wɔn campaign no wɔn se wɔn hyɛ aseɛ ano no wɔn wie pɛ manifesto no na wɔn ba bɛpa ho ntoma na afei campaign no wɔn ahyɛ aseɛ 275 constituencies wɔn so bi wura baabi a na wɔn akɔka wɔn nsɛm akyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ yɛ srɛ mo ayɛn na yɛ mmiriki 8 na yɛni so ade hunu no ntumi mmerɛ mu after sɛ wei ne baayɛ no nkurɔfoɔ bebree akyerɛkyerɛ wɔn adwene de afa ho adwenkyerɛ deɛ bebree ɛna aba NDC foɔ so mu sɛn because sesia na aba bɛyɛ official the ticket now no ɛyɛ Dr. Bawumia ne Dr. Napo okɔ NDC afam so a ɛyɛra John Dramani Mahama ɛna Maame Jane Opoku Agyeman so ɛyɛ Opoku contest ɛna ɛkɔ so nsɛ there was a time a na ɛyɛ John foɔ say nanado ne be dane no ena efiri ho no mo a edi na ni kyire opoku no eti Nyankopɔn yɛ adom a afi abato no saa pepepe ena ebeye se Dr. Bawumia edi nkonimu a Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh ebeye vice president se yera John Dramani Mahama di nkonimu a Professor Jane na Opoku Agyeman ebeye vice president. Interesting times ahead. The ebesie bia na ye de ho amane bo e de bema wo. Afi ye beba fie ha no na ye de ensem e de atopono so no nso so. E de ho nkomo ahyehye so ama wo e wo efie ha enomo. Enti adaroma ma memfa ensem no aye ba bedi mu nkomo no mfa ma wo. Na me na me homra na afei yen company fo ho ne enu omo enhye nkomotwetwe no ase anwumre ye bisa se free senior high school no unse ho nsem aye bebre na gratifo de omano atum bi kire se mpanifo suspend sa proposed bill na omo epeso omo de call parliament no na omo nye stakeholders meeting consultations in kom sanse enwomasua ye ka educational reforms na eye nanso wa amfa kwampapa so anya na eye dibone na ye bisa wo se eye emra a ye hyede ato ho no ena be ma free senior high school no akona nim ana wo se free senior high school no ye review na ye hwa kwan ye be fa so a ye betoto nneoma anwumre yi edapon so a ye bedwendwen ho Dr. Bawumia so ene ya wenya a present opani no magina tumu no ye bedi emu nkomo kakra NDC 4 ena omo chese Chief Justice Mami Gertrude Arabaye Sabatoko no Mami omo chese wa sheda pa na adodan kwagu fado mampani eda mpa ba akoso a wo mo abo mu tirimu pose judges ne de wo mo de wo mehye Supreme Court ho no mo a eno na omo chese ha adwen papa anwumre yi ye hwe se Nana Buedu Achim Odan NPP communication team member oba be cancer sanso na ora Newton Fiagbenu so ye hwe ni mu se oba be cancer ono no ye constituency organizer edima NDC for my wo Achim Odan abato empesua so wadwen kire no betumi ato an on Facebook na de akoto ho no mo ye be kenkan ne kama sanso so na YouTube no eye ahenkan 93.3 FM. We know the scene chen ya ye wo Facebook medical ka ɛhɔ no so yɛ Ahenkan 93.3 wadwenkyerɛ no betumi nso de aba normal SMS ne yɛ 0533898915 0533898915 wode fa hɔ no mo de ba yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛtumi aka ho asɛm kama ɛde ama wo. Enti now the road is clear. Campaign no ana ɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ ɛwɔ Ghana ha. Mepakyɛw santie wei ma me na afei yɛntoa so.
The National Council of the New Patriotic Party, which is the second highest decision-making body of the party, met today, July 4, 2024, to consider nomination of Honorable Dr. Maakye Prempe by His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, the party's presidential candidate, as his running mate for the 2024 general election. The meeting, which ended a few minutes ago, did in fact consider the said nomination, which forms part of the constitutionally mandated processes for selecting the party's running mate as per Article 13(3) of the New Patriotic Party Constitution. For the avoidance of doubt, Article 13(3)(1) reads as follows: the party's presidential candidate shall, in consultation with the National Council, nominate the vice presidential candidate. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'm happy to report that after the necessary consideration, the National Council of the party unanimously endorsed the presidential candidate's nomination of Honorable Dr. Maakye Prempe, Member of Parliament for Menchia South and Energy Minister, as the Vice Presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party pursuant to our Constitution, Article 13(3). This significant milestone marks the completion of the party's presidential ticket for the 2024 general election and therefore sets the stage for the party to fully engage the Ghanaian electorates comprehensively with our message of transformation.
Members of the Judicial Council insisted that the next government be given the opportunity to consider the argument for the expansion in the number of Supreme Court justices, if at all necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our possession a letter signed by the President of the Ghana Bar Association, Yao Achampong Boafo Esquire, dated 29th April 2024 and addressed to President Akufo-Addo. In this letter, the Ghana Bar Association objected to the clandestine approach by President Akufo-Addo to appoint 5 additional judges to Ghana's Supreme Court, thereby increasing the number of judges on the Supreme Court to 20. President Akufo-Addo, with the connivance of the Chief Justice, had sought to hide his attempt to further pack the Supreme Court under the guise of a proposal for a minimum ceiling of 20 judges on Ghana's Supreme Court bench. The GBA's disagreement, which we find well-grounded and well-reasoned, is premised on the fact that the present proposal should have come in the form of a proposed amendment of Article 128(1) of the 1992 Constitution to set a new ceiling for the number of judges on the Supreme Court, which currently consists of the Chief Justice and a minimum of 9 other justices. The GBA argued forcefully that the request by President Akufo-Addo and Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu to increase the minimum number of justices of the Supreme Court to 20 will lead to the circumvention of the required constitutional amendment, hence their rejection of same. The GBA proposed a review of the constitution of the conventional number of justices of the Supreme Court every 10 years, calling for broader consultations with other key stakeholders such as the Council of State and Parliament. From the foregoing, it is clear that the Chief Justice sought to put forward the names of these judges as though they were being proposed by the Attorney General on behalf of President Akufo-Addo. We are completely shocked and scandalized by the extent to which the Honorable Chief Justice was prepared to consciously sidestep the due process and even breach the Constitution just to please the President and aid him to execute his unholy agenda to pack the Supreme Court. It is for good reason that Article 144(2) of the 1992 Constitution enjoins the president to make such appointments to the Supreme Court on the advice of the Judicial Council in consultation with the Council of State and subject to parliamentary approval. In the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, this consultative process is designed to protect the independence of the judiciary. Contrary to this constitutional imperative, the Chief Justice singularly constituted herself into the Judicial Council and unilaterally acted in his name and on his behalf. By electing to write to President Akufo-Addo, requesting for this appointment and seeking a post facto ratification from the Judicial Council, the Chief Justice sought to turn the council into a mere rubber stamp. Nowhere in the Constitution is the Chief Justice named as the one to recommend persons to the President for appointment to the Supreme Court. We wish to state, without any equivocation, that the Chief Justice's letter is illegal and of no effect. Her actions have completely turned the due process on its head and compromised her independence as the head of the judiciary. We are concerned about a worrying pattern which irresistibly suggests that the president is appointing only loyalists of his party to these courts to have control of the judiciary and escape post-regime accountability. It is also very clear that the president is packing the courts ahead of the impending presidential and parliamentary elections with judges who are sympathetic to his party. Such deliberate politicization and bastardization of independent institutions of states, including the judiciary, will negatively impact the peace and stability of our country. It is trite knowledge that without a fair and impartial judiciary, democracy and constitutionalism will suffer. That is why this must be an issue of huge national concern, as it adds to the many other issues that already pose big threats to the peace and stability of our democracy. Already, President Akufo-Addo has appointed as many as 15 judges to the same Supreme Court since 2017. This exceeds the 7 appointments made to the Supreme Court by both President John Evans Atta Mills and President John Mahama over the 8 years of the NDC. President Mills appointed 3 judges to the Supreme Court, while President Mahama appointed 4 judges to the Apex Court. If President Akufo-Addo and the Chief Justice are not restrained in their unholy alliance to appoint 5 additional judges to the Supreme Court, it will bring to 20 the number of judges appointed by President Akufo-Addo alone to the Supreme Court.
Okay, enti we nso so ka issues a yɛde ato pono so a yɛba badwendwen ho no Supreme Court judges ya appointment ekoso ewo ho enomo eno na NDC for kyerɛ sɛ enya de a ɛyɛ nika sɛ ɔmampani bi aba na ababetena konwa so obu nkonta judges nko a ɔno appoint wo mo ɛkɔ ɛyɛ Supreme Court o kan a ɛyɛ makomako aduonu 20 we know raise a whole lot of questions was bisa. The thing is per constitution no omampani otieti amra bi so ana amra no ma ne ho kwan emra no a ama ne ho kwan na ebi ono nso so o abuse no ana asa sen we no nyina eye ensem a ye kwa animu no ye behwe ne atumi adi ho nkomo kama edi ama on. But what we want to do ene say ye bia homa na tum sisi a na yera Matthew Puku Prempe ne pair with Dr. Bawumiano said ye wadwen ye wo fa now ekwemu ada ho oko the major political parties NPP ni NDC no a obia when running mate nti sisi a ne nya presidential candidate ena ne running mate ya omo etie sim sen na wadwen ye wo fa uhuru ni say we is a done deal for the NPP and I say saying NTA your numbers in the 0201 944485 and a 0554 820 910. First caller, Udin maybe I can say free. Me pacho into you.
Mother. There. Napo. Ebe minister. Ede na nakwaye. Onye boni dia. Ye MPP ni dia. Ye penapu. Because the Juma ye Etseni na Dr. Muhammad Maumia Apo Napwa ye empowered on young Copenhagen. The whole MPP will be a soap and Napu.
Okay.
And Dr. Mahmoud Maumia Oman Echo.
And Dino Mahamadu, why? Mahamadu Baumia.
Dr. Mahamadu Baumia. And I said Nana Baumia.
Oh.
Ononkwa and Echo. NDC, Omuya Jay Power. Omubida. Now, what be the president? Echo. What
Uni mayenka no ho asem keke chire ye kwani mu yebesa bia homa no na se o pese o comment about that. Why me da say? Okay, emi pa cha won so betumi about quick na fe yemra efie hamra medi nkomo. Last week na me share sa abo no say e be bia homa no mienu first and second and me di so me pa cha udi ni be am so kase free.
Ababa.
Yes sir.
After phone name back up the lion feels at Massene.
Me patcho into
you. Me da see blue. Ya ma kunya. Any day na aba or just my Ghana emu. Any poor Ghana in the nurse will be energy because you are Muhammadu Baumia and a deal never see just man running meet no Yura Napu Boku Prempe a perfect match because the Osha Yura Baumiana Yura Napa as a cop and you know you better MPP Penifasi National Council never done Mwasi so Mwaku Omwe Yura Napu Amaye now, but we were about Mietidom. You say, a few years ago, election, you be really near the case, you know.
Nyame enka so eho e ba chon so betumi aba ebo 8 pepepa ye de besi na fe ya ba fi ha ba be din komo ye be san aba won chen ye tosu mienu. We have just about 3 more minutes na 8 abo o pese wo kan bibi intentem sisi ya obetumi abo ram 0201944485 and 0554820910 ubetumi abem se wa man ho anye han so de the second round no na wetumi abem e de won so adwen kire e de aba nia me pese attention ne wo so no eye opani na po a ene aye official uyi se ye twen se Tuesday o me kwakopa ho entomade a kire no a aye official me pa cho di me be ka se free
cool let the poor enjoy
me pa cho intio
the part Napo the work after Yankopon na edana this is the modern boy a brother or education sector you know you and I'm the modern boss and then am I in Yanamani and Manum and your fine eco creative with a corona so and energy ministry also you put the modern bar yes say yes biara the record of support ya boa amani ma ko dina
yenso ye da se papa okay nti madaro ma mom yemfa first round no mfansi ha na afi mimre fie ha na yemfa nkomotwetwe ne hihye so ye besan ama wo ekwan ni biem na wabam ne etoso mienu na ado adwen kire de abeto so boiling issues ani dwumadie no edin ofremi obowo ba ofori amanfo meko studio B na ye de nkomotwetwe ne de ahihye so na abuedu atena ase dada ensemo miensa ne da pono so a ebre maye kwan a ye behwe ne adi ni nyina mu nkomo ye hwe ni mu se Newton fiagbanu enso ebe ba be cancer na afei ye ne no atumi abo enkomo All right. It's why you challenge to media about 0533898915. 0533898915. For adventure for fa bra normal SMS and I say WhatsApp. What if I hold the bar? You're back in kind of come at the amount. Nana Apple Moko dear.
Yamiado, maybe I will call.
The radius. Okay. Enti yes, Breno already a call that. Enti ye cost straight in some me and say that so. Mepes ye didn't put the best chance here because of how aqua Sisiana and I say Mrian and no dear no eba yentino. Mepes no near the best chance here. Yentio.
Okay, I'm here at your phone and Samry. I think I'm ready to call, but Yabene Kakranka crap. Nothing so main far in Chakasiama Dr. Baumia, the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana. Nafi, Minchia, the running mate now. And the Obabe, the vice president, or MPP Dimo, and on my Ghana Hanapo. Minchan be nothing so Minchia, Honorable Alexander Kosiakwa, maybe Obiano or MP Minchiano. Now me find Chakasian Suma, chairman and power bank, NPP phone, and a chairman back up. Minchan Cassiana, me, I'm a boss, Naftali, our communication director, the my MPP. Minchan Cassiapani, all the MPP supporters are my Ghana and the length and breadth of this country in Minchiam. Only I am manager, say, and a Yame a Puma Cremona, Dr. Baumia. It's me, a diabetic said Napo, and a Bayana running meat. Now, what does the Constitution say about this? And I say, MPP for no, your Constitution, then a can't found. And now, I think so. Every political party biana or because election biano, the main election biano, supposed to have somebody and they say Nipan Titu na say Kendinino, a bit me na a partner na amwako. MPP wishem wa yewe kukudam bebre, MPP mwa sabi enyana punkwa. And I would do Sabisi work say or no quantity nipa sabi MPP for war and I say MPP for a canipa back up napo without or no intimate will be but MPP no you kukudam but we say running meeting so say we choose running mate nipa na odi anim no an instinct and so ka ho so what you say sabi wow to we me na won ka untumi mframe wo radio so say me panelist and I say me ka assembly issue the vibe between the candidates, the leading candidates, any nipa no and kita hudi and so ka ho na uwia wa befa running mate no nipa yedi ni edi anim no say ya ton no ada sem na Ghana beto and na say yedi ni CCMP so how o my Ghana begina tum and I say country na owo no e begina tum as running mate and then we say napo and then odibeba on board I say obey running mate yenyina yenim naponi credibility e wo my Ghana I say obey Minister of Education na nei nyame esan ye na dom osan be Minister of Energy and nei ogusu a obo adwuma wado wonim say ye yi obi say omedi obi echi a sabi na ni hwemu de nka nipa na odi anim ni ho a nka second one o odi na namo echi na obetie mu de amano so what you say obi be say the vice president ankasa enti say my Ghana you need president e wo hasisi I find say Baumia wini of course 2024 be wini na say otia ni nature na say okobaby Napo is capable of govern the country nipa no so no hu ni keka we bia baka say ye kro no abono ana say see ni ntino esi ni kwan say mane meye omampani abedi chira na say at that time no oma benye omampani he is one of the guys I think say the whole Ghana will be any credibility and I said then obey only Napo issue no I think say obia wo the odono even within the MPP in the crown obi baka say nka ye fa so mesi anka beboa ye fa we anka beboa na say ye fa we anka beboa but ni nyina mu no I think say me de bia me ka say first no ena na ye papa ne ye maame mo ye dey e ware de man e ne ya ye ware ko fa oba ne ba ne de aba ye maame say maame ene papa mu nhira so maame na mini obey enkobra na say mini be me enkobra sa na tie time changes ene running mate na nkasa wo na hunya and I said ho kwan say okay, as soon as I'm doing it, how is it going to be? My main final, how our partnership, no, ABC, you know, and your news or no, or then, we all know. Abra na Dr. Bawumia oba the live scene our political side and no na nobody knew say Dr. Bawumia po betimi ani abe running mate the ama the new patriotic party I can tell say obey the vice president the ama Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni o my Ghana you know o hwe be bia amo peke efi na me say ye peke running mate akeke o hwe the trend na NPP ekoi na Kufuor was an Ashanti yenya yenim say ofi the southern side of Ghana the running mates the late Bahama and they know fisrim so what you say no buy ocean and Addo so obi pie eastern region no so the southern part of Ghana and they offer a running mate no kofa no wo esrem Dr. Bawumia no biampo enim ni baby nti ene is Dr. Bawumia so fisrim na sasebe or person who choose somebody on so fi the southern side na there's no news news but emom no yen hwe the credible aspect anipa no obetimi dia abo my Ghana and the party as a whole unim say why grassroots nipa for over 30 years he's still grassroots even obey a minister of education and a minister of energy no he's still or the no associate the grassroots you know for NPP side in there obibaka said there's no issue unless say one or two people be amone ni nya adwen na e bia obeka say no esi da na o show my Ghana mu a unia then or the beba he has been minister of education for under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yamfa say 4 something years exactly and then or the buy ne watch under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the watch and I said the time and I want to say obi ka say chokasa so what you say o share mekai 2017 NPP ba bemu na NDC4 can say amo njaka unia it's on record o share handing over nota owura and I say mami Jane opoku agman eja edman na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na aban akodi na ponsemu a kasusu but under his watch no otimi etuitu ya kana maniema etimi ekoye o hwe education side obian ni ho obetimi aga say education side na poba he wa mono homode we all know say oninim dia hwe nipa doma ebo pie so senior high school na owo nimdie about that thing otumi here na agin say okay yan run shift yan ko green yan ko yellow yan ko we say obeka say there was a lot of challenges but obi enu ho policy or the baba sabe okra o aware mu a wo de ono yire nko anu kra npo no those challenges are where they we say o face so it happens in ipa ho adwuma de and I say to come out with a certain policy in there there's no way say obi be say mistake and I say 1 or 2 lapses be ember but as to say oba no education side in aboa and you share the benefit side of education and then Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and under his watch ojemu edema and the current education minister what say Napo is one of the guys or you good dum so minister of energy yenim how na NDC4 was dum so edokro my Ghana and they under his watch no although there was 1 or 2 challenges with here but want to me for sense mbonka say na dum so no it was the same thing as NDC time and they didn't mean say that so you share the way are now drinking in there about education health issues now this guy it's not about education and I say it's not about energy sector minister of health and so on he's capable of managing that area because obia or warning there about this health issue so the man is well equipped in terms of knowledge aspect I don't think say our problem be but say as time goes on nipa there wow ti wo wusu so what you say and I say obi wo ne naso me am wo he me so me wo me naso bebre but then no nche say mintimi ndi akandifo bi adi ma na say mintimi ye say naso no ya ade a eye kro no side there so what you say na wo di obi ani mu a ebe ye very difficult and I say wo di company bi ani ma na say dwumako obi ani mu a ebe difficult but on naso no something mere obi a wo bi there I don't think say it's supposed to be an issue yeah, the better was said Napo doesn't qualify minianum NDC for any bimo Napo doesn't qualify a whole lot of issues but all the obia what the nana opoku the 2 opokus what the 2 senior one kasa wo kawunyam so and the cry say the 2 opokus why nan ka wo hwe na obetimi credible so obetimi dig Ghana nim and as obetimi abe the vice president of Ghana Ghana benya so mfaso there's no doubt the two opokusu ni nyina no the Ghana obetimi manage and as obetimi aboa napo there's no issue say NPP for akofa but
okay.
The nipa dey ba no and say yesum ne yehwe say obetimi aboa Ghana and as ontimi mo Ghana obetimi aboa Ghana me hu say it's one of the gurus and I say nipa obetimi aboa Ghana ma Ghana etimi atumpo.
So the tag has been say oye ahomaso minim say what here
you see
how na mo kwakọ convince Ghana for about that tag way
onya say obi ahomaso a it doesn't take away his credibility say obetimi abedi edomani man na say bibisa onim say obi ahomaso a enye obi na beba be ka cho so what you say and I say obi ebeba be ka cho say sebe asumi say ahomaso but something there was a iota of truth somewhere ebetimi aba say indeed no ya ahomaso but say ebetimi so aba so far as you choose as running mate in all those issues na ere eba wanting what we say obi ni mo baby but ma munye bibi kitu ebi the only mukra no betimi position kakra ye de mount no obetimi akanse na your system net e obetimi akanse me twantro bebre de afa homa propaganda any intro ni nyina ne wa be the same thing asha watade kama onam a be feto kama but we be come no na bia anya no kre but sometimes me dey be am can say intro ho e say kutri bi and I say no kre ho say kutri bi obehu say tuntum but obekọ ba bi na fita kakra ye dey etale ho e kire say e bia asam na mo ka no e no kre nti say no kre dia then I say we I said now no ye dey wa be running mate no you have to sit yourself down then you know say we be changing one or two issues be about nkofo kan fa say you no kre say you no kre o dey what na say na dwen hu say sa dey we nkofo kan no I will not go that way na meko this way let me aboa na odwumedi a wodi no aye we say but say obi baka so ya ahomaso no there there's no issue say obi ya ahomaso although ahomaso there enya ade papa I say yes so wo man mu na say obi asoso so kra wo ni fie but say you catch us say ya ahomaso na say can be a kire that say one person so tenas na or your analysis about that I think say you can recollect yourself and then you come back strongly a bit me aboa
okay me da say ewo eno eho itinana buedu na ode na dwen kire dia to edwa dia fa Dr. Matthew Poku Prempah nei NPP for officially Dr. Bawumia presented dia kire wo mo National Council no so omo nyina adwen akobenkru mu a obroni say unanimous decision ene course so ewo ho so as we speak no official a omo twen say Tuesday eno omo bepa ne hontoma e dia kire Ghana fo nyina enu ti yemfa no nkomo no mfansi na momo de ombetumi atoa so adwendwen ho awofie ka mu ba bia mu obia mo betumi atoa so edi ho nkomo but ye beko other issues so because of your time no enti na na ye call other issues no so mienu no aka I don't know ni awopese wo de be hyase aka ho asem
ma me fa your topic na etoso mienu
okay
me say NEC for a press conference na mo can say Nei Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo any Chief Justice conspire na amwetimi ayi a certain judges be akọ Supreme Court na amwetimi akodi e bia in case of say nsem esia Supreme Court na di ama MPP say bi say no memiti ana sebe eyeme areho bebre esan say Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo oye mandatory say otumi appoint Chief Justice and I say was sad to me say so far justice and I say in Crawford was Supreme Court say running man ho kwan dia and ye mistake no ye say running so man ho kwan ya and ye adding to the NDC for a kasa asem on my mean call ye Ghana Constitution article Ghana Constitution article 44 clause 1 a state say Ghana stipulates that the Chief Justice of Ghana is to be appointed by the President of Ghana acting in consultation with the approval of Parliament of Ghana. Oko clause 2 now. It also states that Justices of the Supreme Court are appointed on the advice of the Judicial Council in consultation with the Council of State and with the approval of Parliament. And see, your constitution emma Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and as a president biya kwan say obetimi appointed chief justice. Now even so or appointed chief justice now enye hwa I say eko the due process asana akọ parliament ma parliament akọ approve and I say yakoto su tonto nti ebetimi aba say oboba when you choose to be a chief justice and I say ko Supreme Court ebetimi aba say the parliament ntimi approve and I say man jantum because some ya more research and say nipa oko Supreme Court no or you credible and I say you credible so you credible there and a yeji na tuma na call Supreme Court and I say be chief justice sa inyama we nyina the constitution Ghana 1992 ama president ho kwan say otimi eye saa de unless say man ho kwan na eye me wonwa bibre say NDC for can say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na oni your friend saying Supreme Court
Chief
for
Justice
for hwan eye katasumu mu asubi na efenyu I mean article bi a Ghana Web publish here Monday 30th August 2010 Ghana Web and the publisher sad ways I see the effusions of Dr. Kwabena Ejei, National Chairman of the ruling National Democratic Congress, that is the NDC, to the effect that the judiciary was being biased towards them, that is the NDC. Marks of hypocrisy and ill motive as record show that President John Evans Atta Mills, the late in Shahobat, the late, has in a record time of 18 months of his presidency appointed more justice than any other president under the Fourth Republic dispensation within the same time frame. The second paragraph is, according to a source close to the judiciary, President Mills has appointed at least 30 new High Court judges as well as 3 new Supreme Court judges. According to the source, the 30 new High Court judges appointed by President Mills represent about 45% of High Court judges, as there are about 75 High Court judges countrywide. Within 18 months, the late, who was the vice president then? John Dramani Mahama. I know the amount of Bianca. NPP so ankoye demonstration na ankoye press conference I didn't na your friend saying
judges
30 good judges. I know NPP ankoye sa demonstration.
Okay, nana minim say o voice e boko de e minim say o voice e boko ba ya no wa ma ne so kakra ma me omo a ehwe no
NPP ankoye sa niema we nyina. But so why then say friend saying NPP time there yeah Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo emma no saa tumi no so obeye na oye na eno de wo ka say na oni aya na sa ye mesre ye me wan say woni say so saboni obi kwa akon na sa wuntimi na oni the way Ghana yete ototo ogina gire na ototo anyampia so what you say yanim 2020 the comfortable lead we all saw what happened and NDC for incite 8 members say among mountain so because of say election no yisi awiem de ama NPP a copy Supreme Court do baby kra na pin sheet kra no among ankasa montum am coalition e ayi kra na montimi anya yede amfebi unanimous decision ni nyina call the NPP enti saa nkrofo we say ye ne yam be ka kira we be gina simpie so aka kira say yes no ye conference press conference because of say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene na aban ene chief justice ye niam bi a na se ne be ya aban no BBC a amadi ama enye fe so what you say
minim say utie omo press conference ni ya almost cite a whole lot of points omo hunu ni say the ekoso no enye because in the constitution of Ghana said ye wan kasa kra already ye no see ye be appoint will be the na akọ se judge to me no lies in the bosom of the president, but here lies the case yenya chief justice amana list nkrofo ese or recommend e the amana na Dankwa Akufo-Addo mampanyi which e being see that so to them they see that to be a very bad precedent.
Only Article 44 no, clause 2 actually say it states that justices of the Supreme Court are appointed on the advice of the Judicial Council. Judicial Council, who is the head? Chief Justice, Anna.
Nti so one state is a chief Judicial Council ne koko hyiae and omo nyina adwen call baby baako say ye recommending Crawford way.
The woman nankasa amba bonting ameka say me recommend it to.
Oh, ne letter no maybe was making kind of mawa.
Mami kan sem baako. Mami kan sem baako bi. Oni say obi recommend ya de ma. Wo you recommend me the ma ana. Say won pay a you can reject it. Ana me boa.
You are right.
Nti no say ya recommend obi e de ama obi a. Ye hu say sebe ne modern bo no eso ani a oba e betimi aboa not in the case of your NPP ni nti no all recommended the mom. Dabi when abeto mountain so and now only when aba vice president issue yeah we all know said there was a lot of lobbyings course under obi ani nti no say obi recommend obi de mo obi a ebia nipa ne modern monti e na nipa no recommend enya ba ko nyemienu. She is recommending people. Say ABI say, but the NEC for can say because of say or yeah Chief Justice are all recommending it, you know. A mistake say I saw recommending. And yes sir. But say a outside and they recommended yeah and non kayen too. No. Obetimi recommended to the president say any person is in the modern moseni. So I say okaka no ho and I say okaka Supreme Court justice no ho. It's okay. It doesn't mean say Akufo-Addo supposed to choose. So far as he recommended the man into I say o choose say Nkrofo na e de omobedi and I say o de omoba Supreme Court. And yes sir, there are several things that ekoso e was secretly because you have to love. So Supreme Court issue aya na aya me woma. E say NEC for buy no I'm appointee bi ebi ni say Ghana Web publish and I'm the American a mistake. No, within the 18 months the late president it me appointee 30 I'm a MPP for Kamanu too your friend saying Supreme Court judges 3 MPP for Kamanu too anka say and I'm on same fata and as I'm you say but it do MPP time there. But one thing about life when you say, you see, constitution it didn't state it say a hamachi and a president who quite so or appointed and a man 2 minutes. But until particular time say you for appointed and as a president engineers for appointed. So the president can appoint maybe a 4 months to election, the crowd obit me appointed. Obit me appointed January. Obit me appointed. Provided I say ONCD a certain time. So what to the American say? So he has the right and he has the mandate. So otimi yes adie no. And na constitution is so anchepe say okay. Constitution no Ghana constitution ni say President Akufo-Addo na say President Mahama the time no na say oba appointed Chief Justice so appointing no first month of January. It's never happened. So if the constitution or mampeni mandate say on your side na, why then say ye be your way? But ni nyina ye insight amo toto sabe amakeka inipa no mehu say okay any si for nankasa we our supporters nankasa senior onu nti de ebe kan bia no say amujutu amofa ne tra because they are ye semulusu a assembly no beka it they will still go to court amoko court the ebe be nyina enko wiesi nyaka say oh me kan ye kan say enye fault NDC MPP for time na na do na fa justice for call ho and eko ye say that is what they are planning. Because someone will say 2024 nangasa no enye omodia nti kwan bia amfa so bia no sometimes your press conference be kura wo ha you don't get it. The understanding is not clear to you. Say assembling then particular party in NDC for your press conference. There are several press conferences this particular government opposition government aya odwen wo bebre a wo say and you're right. But ambeye So say amuko jina ho simpie so ka say obi a recommend you obi diama Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, of which it shouldn't be like that, you know. Aban no Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and only Chief Justice aka bom and amoye sa nyema ni nyina and senior be ya inwiemu bi beba. You are not being fair to the people of Ghana, and especially your party NDC, because yes hadi na insight no so junket and kitty be was here. Now if say Ghana yasumdwe no sabe enye nyame na ye adum 2020 we all saw and we all heard the course wa kra.
Okay.
Enye nyame na edi Ghana ho afofi. And let me tell you something. There is no way say NPP be win election na go Supreme Court na NDC for justice cry na wo and I say we mu na wo cry no ametimi attend ni da. It can't happen. Because 2012 we all saw how our election is going, and we all heard proceedings a course so Supreme Court in yengina yete yengina yehu bi. Why then NPP ag2? Because that is what a Supreme Court hired aka. So you have to accept it in a good faith. And then there's no way say bet me attend it, never. Say NDC for we need 2024. Na say NPP the assembly court. Na say a demo class NDC na winia. There's no way say obi betimi attend ediama NPP da. NDC will rule this country. The same thing NPP so nyame ya omadom na samu we need 2024. Inshallah. NDC the assembly court krana Supreme Court judges entimi intend assembly da. So we have to know say on my no asumdwe bebe mu a if you judiciary system say o judiciary system no enkekawa wom na say o supporters no o chro mu say o de niam bi keka o ho e ma eto mu trum say sabe aban ne kro wo ho no kra no nipa wa appoint o mu de o ma akọ no amoye NPP fo nko a onia na you are not being fair. Na democracy na ye hwehwe wo man Ghana asumdwe ruling na ye hwehwe wo man Ghana no na o tutu na say. So what you say?
Okay.
Nti enei manye mfa saade no enkeka man into supporters etrim. Because NDC for appointed under the late president. Now one na ye vice president John Dramani Mahama. And no BBNC but NPP the oye dia say BBC. I see enya asem bi ye ka ye de bata no ho. Say na ye be hu say NPP aban na wo ho no amone judiciary for no eye baako.
Okay.
Of which are enye any kwase so sa na ma no so unia.
All right, me da se bi bro be home so ama me mesan aba wo ho me da se. Okay, nti abusia ye de madwen kire kakra nso de toa so e de amamo na afi yaba na ye de last one no atoa so na yamamo kwan biom na mafre abem. We say at long last Honorable Napo is the next vice president. God bless NPP. God bless Ghana. Asinifu nyina enim ba kope or say the lion face ne message our day aba. And no we nso say your friend no Kofi John o tie yen the free eye jiwani no che say keep up the good work. Ahenkan FM ye da say bebre. We enzo say Napo is arrogant, autocratic, can't be compared to Nana Upuku-Agyemang. But both NPP and NDC are queen and queen. We need a third force. I know they say untimi en kan keke say obi arrogant or autocratic. Some men no and I keke ya na nso keke bi. Anyways, enti ono so ne dia wo dia ba. Eno no Facebook nso so nia modi afa ho eni. We say your friend no okay. Eugene Bibi Aboko de o se adwumerura na o de fire aka ho awija K Delali BK ono say good evening and o de please asoso nana kwache anafi enso so na o twen adwen si bibi so ye da say Blessed Sun 2 p.m. Asante Mampong ena ono so de free aba no kire say former President John Dramani Mahama ni 24-hour economy no eno ne friend obi abedidi eni ntimunta akiri na obi abedidi peche. Long live Ghana, long live NDC. And Chankoma chairman Nana Kwesi Augustus, NDC Ishanti Regional Chairman, 2 p.m. Nedia or day Abba no. So we any comment ahodwa so far modi aba ababeto adwumadi no eso ye kwa animu no ye besa ma mo kwan biom na afei ibia homa na mode mwadwenkyere nia etoso mienu edi aba na ye hwe animu se Newton Fiagbanu constituency organizer NDC achimda oba be kan ye ho na ono so de nadwenkyere de abeto aso as we speak onyama medru ha enomo baby obeto ye bia no na ono so de nadwenkyere edi aka ho wa ma meto ye nso de a ebre ne yedi adwumanti ebeso so na nnwumedi ahodo aka no nso abeto so kama edi ama but in the meantime I sign enko nana buedu ho na menene nkonko fa last topic no na afi memra eye mo afrefo no eso nti mo ngati ready ebeba mo ho no mo enche kra nana mame sign mo akwa ba bi na afi yenye last topic no na afi yematiefo nso kwan no mo mram
ya unia I think say your topic I ne ye kan wasem ye free SHS. I think say na mame kan we say oman bia no sebe say ye the policy bi eba oman bia mu a sometimes na ya na depend wo the government sitting government no ni motive or the ma oman no na afin so no sometimes say sign gina constitution no eso because so share your constitution na eda hopi fe say emre bi beba say oh my Ghana yeah from junior high school the basic senior high school ni na no we have to try as much as possible na ye ndeng ye no free na say ye be free so a na ejina political party bia why you willing particular say obitimi this our policy na ide aba into we share free SHS here by ya under the watch of NPP Nana do Danko Ekufuado ni Dr. Baumia a time and ye shemuk na ankasa na say obika say free SHS no sabi lapses anymore na nipa no obwa efiempo ana say wo fia wa wo ma ana say onwo ye kra no we the way a wona wo yere be ye den e be spend ni musika afa.
Okay.
And I say, and Banu should be more. As soon the way I'm made a mess painting music and so I day. Afa. And a manu crab be more. The number of children na ebe bemun. And a big jinaswama when the way I was not spending music I day. Eddie afa. Because one to me expectation will be a sabi war babako. Any a baby 3 and a 4. I'm spending in the bay the same. A biba costro, a jabi. It means to be a day. Ebeba from AJB. It's up to you wo be ma no ene oba no say mo be ye nhyehyeye e de ma mobusua no se ne be ya ahokyere ne nya dey emma bebre. Nti se wo the policy bi eba o man gan mu kai se policy no eye enipa ho adwuma ene eba abedi. Enye individual ana se party no nkoa no ho ene eba abebo eye o man ni nyina. Nti se o man no so beji atomu a na wo nhyehyeye ene enema odi egu apon so ama sa police na ebitimi ayede edimu 2016 the then NDC ebegina simpie so kan sembi se mamefa asemo a yewura the former president eka the 5 years so ogina ho tumi atoto ayampia to the stand say o kan say free SHS no kra no enya de a MPP fo betimi aye na say MPP fo mpo eye free SHS na the ebeka kwesini say there are certain countries bia am implemented that policy ama amo country abo so whimsical promises manye njina so enfenye sa because free SHS na bo man ni mu a ema ni tumi etumre echiresie said there are so many African countries am wetimi ayesa de no ama omano ahwease yenya political party NDC ema mo be kan say amo organize amo party members ema mo to something just a demonstration or say chobo minim what was all about but na a free SHS na mo hu ni say a 419 ema enyom to a course so the free SHS 419 wan a course so we all saw 2016 campaign. But NPP, any Nanado Danko Kufuado, any Dr. Baumia, a Jinasu can say, no, this particular policy in the a yeniswa do whom say essay. Into no better, one of flagship policies are Banyanano, Nanado government, free SHS, and Meboa, are you free SHS? Into no say Nipa Wemo, can say, na say Emre. Oka say mayen ye emre bi enfam bata ho na yenja ne tra onia me ma typical example 2000 abrakufo ebai ebisi 207 208 abra yefi power oka say na ma kwa wo so free na ma ekwa wo so a yenje omuska but esan say yenya emre bi mana mbo e kire ni ntino when the NDC came, the wife, much him. My more typical example. School fee, friends saying, Alawa, Mutuan teacher training. Emra Ben a boytry. And just NDC bar to make us a trim, and MPP bar to make us say, I will restore. No, was Sandy Abba. You are baby, beba, or because a trim. A baby so beba. It won't say a costro, now buffoon, a costro, now buffoon. That is what NPP ends now home free SHS. So say NPP and I say a yemra and I say the Mrabeko Parliament. Now ya kitty say same pono say NPP ends me a mini 2024 election. Na say NDC beba of which are NCA. Some particular flagship program we say, mind you, Mahama et me agency piece like I say oba obey review. Na review no aya na microphone ti ase say o review niema aya two things either say o review no one say aya negative into we cancel meboa and I say aya positive into we to aso and I say odi niema bi be keka ho na sa microphone we adwene am wo de ma free SHS na see ye jane tra say ye ma ade ne nrane without the basis of something. Na unia we are not being fair to the people of Ghana. Inti I say yenya embra legislating ne sa nyama ni nyina no embra ebe bɔ ho ban. Say NDC ba mpo a wontimi amfa ne sa anye den amfa nka. Inti no going forward no I think say embra ba na say itimi boa enu mum ye better than say ye be join sa. Unia review MPP there Baumia can say about review of which are Baumiano or ye the pioneer of free SHS or can who be. It's in the review aspect now or can in such a way say or the nearma good and I send him a probably day about the account. Now me who say oh or mind be or necessarily would do education and or health diagram. And that's how the year politics are. Emwa. I didn't know emwa. Or maybe a fapim. Agent education. So, my education need say nipe womb. I want to more yari. How is it going to be possible? Say education no a bebo on mine. And she say on my bejina na education and health. It's no me going forward, you know. And can be yemwa. Sabe adwene nyansa ni baako foot so what you say yenim sika bibre enei akɔhye education sector no akɔhye me a me no ti hoi ebia sabe me won bibi kakra medi metim bi ahwe me ba wo senior high school metua ne school fees obi nso wo baabi a ontimi enye de entua nti sabe ye nyepe your friend is saying ontimi force onsen su bo nka say your friend is saying Yura Ahenkan, Odi Ahenkan, and now say Kwame despite intimi to the school fees I was senior high school. Sabe, beyond to me to ya, but do now be sending Pado no because we meet me to ya. Anna, into sanity. Into no say, ya be ye review, me miniswadi hun. Senka ye be ye review, men can say, okay, men can say, or non sonya day on to your school fees there, but in ka ye bet me in your futuobi. Ye be created that for no at all. nanka ya no philanthropist way say always can nanka wode akoto futuo no mu send ye be ya enei enko ye bantam say ye per registration fee a say ye twen aban na aban e release sika e de ban sana yetimi a register ankwala na emom no sanka ye nya nsi echi baa bi nanka sika no because philanthropist you need there kwame despite obetimi aye me a metiwe metimi aye bi so once the kwana am de betum a de atum ye mada achinti na eduru ho a nka ye nkobre bebre enkofa sika ne bebre anu ye to ye nia no ye we sika bi da ye chi a ye de be yes a niam no
nti dia wo kan ba be sim
aboa
nia wo kan ba be wie e wo review because a review ne be ma this idea aba
exactly
so why then review no coming from the NDC there you see it to be cancelled but you know how the review ayi nyina yenim
ma me nka one thing say NDC for be review there's no issue so on your review and I make sure say review no it comes in two times other say we review wade bi ho na wo hwe ye no m1 to betwem ana say we review no wode ni amapa bi be dey ebe keka ho ma de na continue
okay
that is two things
okay
na wo hwe NDC for adwene e de fa free SHS ho a and me tell say 2016 senka mo pe free SHS na nka 2016 man demonstration say ye 419 nka 2016 election nka onimonyan for John Dramani Mahama emergency PA so anka kire the good people of Ghana say free SHS no hwemska something propaganda bi na NPP for and I say hwemska promise bi
this same people are watching say o utwam foni say omom pe no omo so na constitution omo hye ya omo di shame
the constitution na 1992 constitution Mr. Wo Ghana for adwen kan ho na Ghana for adwen kan
Ghana you say NDC for so Ghana for
oh no at that time no NDC was in power and yes sir okay and at that time no essence na more power ni no they have everything every right say you be attribute to the and yes sir
but some no initiative bibia
there's no issue and
MPP for boycott so they don't want to be part of it
e wo ho no and I say amochro ye no ye Ghana for adwen ni bi ka ho and I say Ghana for adwen ni bi nka ho
okay
and now who knows say Ghana for adwen na ka ho na ni na ye NDC for dia
mate wadaroma for wanu sima me na yera news na ba mentwi ni wura
fast forward no say review ni be ba me no I'm not worried about say NDC for be review
okay
but o hwe eniyema e course so the insight e course 2016 edibesi enei na say ono asan transika say o be review esa say constitution no omo na mo chroye nti no right say o be reviewer sabe unim say una o chroye na wo ye demonstration e call it 419
okay mate
unim say una o chroye na wo stand be ka say
I think promise point no building e kama
on my be here ya enei entimi ma nti NPP ni kwan say Ghana for agi free SHS nitum so wo na wa chro constitution am paid ya who can say 1992 constitution now chon the NDC there's no problem and a troye at that time na mo so why then do you come again say be can say sa ade program 419 and at the same time entimi mwa on my Ghana but nobody review until I make say the review no is in two times
okay
either say ordinary maybe beka home on my Ghana free SHS na I continue and I say all be hwehwem no we fi wokra
okay
but me my dream there the NDC pair what they said about free SHS in there I don't think say whether
they cannot be trusted
law and I say ibia no am or paper say me free SHS na kosonia
me da sibebre na boadu part of the communication team watch moda abato empesua so edema NPP Newton Fiagbenu ewura musisi opani ma adwobiom na bibia bokọ de why late
obo de be che me kakra na say wa woni tua say election ya na ba say organizers na na
akwanti o
adwuma na dia ma meetings ni workshop ni other day
okay
this year na me say nyame de afikufu bia be
in the radius
ba so na me say me ni penikese bi su meeting kakra bi na penisa to nsa from na say me koti no
okay
enti no me tenne na ma say ne say me bre atia me kakra enti no me say na enti no
okay
on fatam na kakra nche na yesu yemfa bi na eti for be chenti no ye best eti for no so mo fa nche nye bo apa I have to be here manye hwekura de say by 8 o'clock I have to be checking
okay
enti no mo fa nche ye break kakra ye be de ye de be ye enima kitikiti
mate enti wadaroma ye mo no fast ye topics ne me ensa one ye bisa say free senior high school no ye emra na wo se ye hyede bo ho ba na ye review ba bi a yigina no ebiom ye sign so ehwe mo ankasa na mo ye press conference na mo che say chief justice any Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo aka bo mu o mo pese o mo pack Supreme Court with judges and then napo and so sisi a ye nya aboni din a ono na all partner Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia o kan me ensa bo me brain nti yeti o
right many ameda wasina machia my parliamentary candidate here Rajosa Santi next member of parliament na mechia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the next president of Ghana na mechia my party faithful and the fraternity and 14 voters and then people who are calling for the change because of the hardship mechia bibia and nyumre
okay
minia quickly me take Yura Napo and Bawumia pair no I think
the perfect pair
it can be because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia my who said the office na say nuisance be fast will be any so per the vice president ni office no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can say be say mun fast ya na mame mun fast ya na mame enti ono no ho no won onisi was aban na wo musisi clearly Wama ya who the definition the by Napo coming there no any relevant per what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has clearly tell us publicly and yes o kwaka no kukwemu ni cheche ni semo okeka nyina no also he's not part of the government.
Hey, I don't know can he
Adaminia
or can say he's not part of the government.
Na say vice president your boss was a city dollar economic aspect inflation way cost no free her untimi responded to the call as to that office as so exhibit to my own say inflation who 171 questions ma the less question misata questions now one kasa headmaster or head teacher who 30 and went to year no enne one kasa be occupy sa office 8 good years went to me exhibit bibia nkyere enne ye ka economic asema Dr. Bawumia gina ha wase me di drone aba ye ka o ya Bawumia se okọ ECG asese ye tua ye ngi cash o hobi ye tua paperless entino it tells you clearly say papa no office na nka se okọ ye no we hu na adwuma se o ye eno no ma o ba be ka say mun first year na mame a new chapter new direction enti se Bawumia ka sa amemwo yi hu a what Bawumia will come and tell us say or here new chapter new direction ma o man Ghana you were part of the government brofuni ni se mo okeka no e sound ni se bebre kire so de me chon o si enfa Ghana ma no
so as at the time na era John Dramani Mahama so e ka se ono de ono so no ya be die kire keke nti omoma ni kwan na omra meye mampanyini no
wo ni nsem o kai so obeka John Dramani Mahama say I have been given opportunity to learn from my boss one deny o wo see ya mama kwanya mama sua de ba we do see office na o no hwi ni ho here we John Dramani Mahama manage Ghana economy o kone cement Kufuor cement 8 cedis or manage Ghana economy cement or the 8 cedis spend every year be 1 cedis. That was the best manager when it comes to the economic aspect. Or manage 8 years NDC buy or be a vice president under the John Dramani Professor Mills. And on once be manage 8 years ye fra buy mu Kufuor cement 8 cedis back. Cement net on 8 cedis per bag. Ye kon net on 16 cedis in ye ja hokoi. Mom 18 year 8 years aye koyaka less than 8 months 8 years ni nyina so no mo di 118 per the ekeka kokora no be next week ya no said the community hwan for episode meeting association of
cement manufacturers
factors no the ekeka commercial to niam almost mo kan say who na the tax na den atu niam na ye kra no so ana won de me cho materials no mo de ye niam no Wa buy na all the taxes ni nyina de. Akogu nneɛma no so. And we are manageable in economic aspect. Bawumia cannot use tax to run this country. He should be turning into the other avenue. Bawumia was a then running mate, was telling us. And Tinimi who the enter Bawumia my classic in a say vice president office. Who nim faso. So why we the engineer betra akeka say we yi running mate enti ye hu faso de bebre Ghana. Clearly, on ma ye hu say faso bi eni ho. Enti ne de ye mfa nto nche. Wonu akasa oti wonu kwa we hu faso de okofa na ba no hu faso. Enti ne de ye mfa nto nche.
Okay.
Your second issue is about NDC was saying president ni Chief Justice Akabum na omo pale Supreme Court. Clearly I think say enye the first time Ghana obi abedi o mampeni o mawe mu. In under na ye ba na Chief Justice ano ho Kufuor na appointing na George Nawood. Mamini ebe ye edwuma awo pepa so NDC anhwe se ye nye kululu agenda bi aka na ye man nko nye na nti ye mfa na yes na ye mfa proceed on leave. We able to manage this woman ye ni ye edwuma. Professor Moss ni ye edwuma. Mahama ni ye edwuma. But then time no se nenke woni me bebre NDC beka so ke ye mputu ye nkofo bebre ye de. Efufu akonya bebre wo. So dem chono.
I remember very well say on that particular issue no.
Yeah.
Some members of the NDCD tried, by Professor Mills, shut down Sir Adiana Nekoso.
No, and yet necessarily is he on say judicially Lankasano, Supreme Court no. Your mind kubata when it come to the matter, omukasa I so be a because you can say Sebi Yankopon the Ohodi, Banka Yanamu senior wisdom anka, Nyame for to be in wisdom where the NCC must be ba, and we are Supreme Court. Enke hodi en fa ya fa fanya den en fa ho bebre as no be rise here to the Supreme Court no na je se ni timu ayeden abobe o.
Okay.
So ho de me cho no nenka senate atuguban mu ni ade aka mo di tago mu se ko mu ye se ka mu kwa se ka se bre ko o di zebu so ko di Chief Justice ana me bua. He have been on the bar for so long ma cho me bua but ye time no no ya hwe san ye ma we akonya bebre wo ho but ye feel say e your mind ye chechire.
Okay.
As to say a nipa wekita nkrata na experience ni ho to say na yanya the vice president and oye candidate and say flag bearer the ma party bi experiment no all the ege ni candidate yi enye no bi ni yehwe o say okofo obi afi no the experiment ko tena office ebe ye bibi try error no akonechi aba masa Supreme Court eniema ye hu na yi minua say yankase mu a so
the question now ebi mo nso ebisan say is there any law or mampenia violate by appointing in Crawford or do mokoso
many or mampeni no have follow judicial too much
but say constitution so man kwan say obi call retirement na say vacancy wo hono mo e was so filling in those gaps and
na me tell say any sabre so some of call retirement and we say 8 years and this be the Supreme Court be call retirement. People require retirement.
Omampeni then wanye na adwuma se we appoint ya na wanye na said.
Debi wanye na adwuma nyese na adwuma no wanye. Sebio na me denga ka cho se. Enye se bia because of o tumi ntinu bibia ese odi abotore ya na se di enimdie kwan so be fade no. Na di nimunyam abre oman no ne timemu ni bia no. Na edi ye nkwa tumi a asendisi anapo na ye di amaye no. Ye di betwa foto ye nko ye side ene ye adwenya senka oman ka be bia drink ye no.
But sir, we are talking about a constitutionally mandated responsibility.
I agree.
President.
And I make a choice say constitution ni wo ho enye nipa na ye constitution.
Yes.
President bi anso ni mandate anamebwa. Chief Justice ana ho no office no ni mandate. Chief Justice ni nipa bebre ko pension. George Nawood Akufo appointing by no mi se nkofo bebre wo hono ma e bi ko pension aden no anya ho here antro letter tinti akoma ma mpeni se frankofo hihye and now dem cho
this
is not the first time Akufo aye man mpeni Akufo ado yesterday we teto no dia de chin bia appointment ye can say the size of government you want so on money wa ho kirem ade chi bia appointment Okay, sir, ambassador at large. And on the way, our office is Papa no way.
Oh,
why?
Executive Secretary.
Oh, there be back who no think appointing no.
Aye,
Edward Mahama.
Samira, papa.
Edward Mahama. Me what?
Samira, papa.
Samira, be.
Samira Baumia.
Ne papa, right. And even ambassador at large. And you win me, no. And your my second year wasting. Minia. O mampenia, said you will see we are not in a normal time. We'll be tight in the bed. I want you to mine. At the chimbia, mampene kufu a appointed. Na bushia for. At the chimbia appointing ni classmate for. Ni ran a circle of friends. Minia, ya kwaya na ebai. Enti nye se bia NDC no ye ni ye hu edwuma ye.
Okay.
Your mind chichire. Say Supreme Court eni patumi nya boto ye edwuma o ba bi. Because me wo nkofu bia pass through aye na say hu ye so mu nyina kwa high court judge ni ade ade. I would say those time na some people call do high court.
I don't qualify.
Oh, yes some won't qualify. Experience ni e kan o.
Now why am I opportunity now how can I gain the experience?
Oh, minia. Yes, you vitia na more opportunity ya. Easy minia. Enye ni me bia na obeka opportunity bands. Until me ka to say enu bi na say eti hu ya yakofa obi also kita PhD in economic management. Ya for as a vice president. Who back no MPP they were giving you a wave card. The former general secretary Nakasa Beka. And ne pedigree omudi ko fall by what fairly party totally. We good party anymore say when it comes to the we have the men. Where are the men now? After the say no is a area boys na ekita economy no. Say area boys and ekita Ghana economy and cedi dollar where is it? This man was telling us we managing Ghana economy this afwa koma IGP. Menua. Isi MPP de bia no ma yade I say ye di efu esi ho no mu de isika abubom fifi na nwura na butu ho. The next day we go fu odum no na nwura ni nyina de asa so legina ho. Okay. That is the MPP amembo. Mate. Quickly let me tackle on the BEC or
1 minute.
Education or menua na kan wasem. I think say enka nipa bia otu anamo na we bibia. Ese say ohun the backing laws because so be bibi nemna ni anase ni nyina so na obe no trokansa na waja ho na kwa MPP for baba how many months how many years now
almost 8 years
and half an MPP be hu say omo obela say yet me ye eniema na MPP for na ka change this say John Dramani Mahama was right campaign 2016 say John Dramani Mahama campaign say review no omo definition omo understand here cancellation obama be cancel what are they doing now Adena mo fi say ye. Mini eti ha oye de say 2016 John Dramani Mahama campaign against free senior high school. Ade a sebio eye obi ubi sa no question bi wantimi an ye ano. Se ko timi ye ano saka be boy. Obi sa an say 1992 constitution. Who was the master brain behind of that constitution? Who was in charge at that time constitution? Because NDC yena ye frɛ sɛ referendum yenko ye be bie ni ma bebre so adwadifo we obi amra kuafo ye be chichiro oman no ye promamra ye be chichiro oman ye nuanu ma bifo ka che sɛ ye prenkofo akwahye mra mo si yenko fa kuafo ni sɛ bi tibo nko so de omuma boycott enne constitution ni mu ena sa free education ni wo de ordinary de ba ye ne de ono ni mu nim de wo na obefa woni book na 1992 constitution amamra na ehye mu no o si o de yento nyum mfra wo na woti free education ase
okay
what has stop edie no mu gina so anedo mu se tumi di mra back free education ye menua
because per constitution krono anu amona mo ni awo kase mo na mo ye no
yeah
say until 7th January 2025 they still have the power. Inti ade be chikra na call on the 7th na they still have power to do near also me.
They have obi asiom kwan. Asa what is the mecho no. Enti na meka say ade bi oye bia na asa say emra e back. What na ho mfie 8 years na ko we no hu say ode mla back. Enyema ye nuanu mu ka nyina menua. Free education na problem e kita ye no menua. Aban na nkasa nyina bi say syllabus ni books kura obe supply no. Any o supply teachers e kire nkwala de laptop enu ko ntumi 3 years ni omo sika wo untumi fa mo wie ebi die kwa mo gi omo so a enso once a grade na say wo supply tablet and math student e bla books kura bi sua eja ho ma I want to abe sua kura no untumi supply tablet the whole of them kura bi e kura na akura no continue han na wi e betumi asai na sa a sebio adwen we e bebu oman enuane enkola nya bi ndi o school u ko dani ho e di kokosi se wa do sugar ni o panoko enkola sunya de o nua sasat na ye ka tro se enkola nya bebi sunya de this table ni ho lecture room ni ho na se wen mu nyina yo how eda oman so aban wo hwe wen nyina tutu o wo ye dede fanfare ye mfa ye jujushia ye educational system ye mfa nye politics at that level but ye mampene kufuado ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akoya say 8 years ya dia ma omu yi se bi ehu amamfa so ama oman Ghana
Matimira say
emfa so ama oman Ghana ne se menua ya to aba nua ho aba Ghana fo ya ko salai ato aba e ma na edi ya oyemu
Matimira say mirase ebre ne ko ma yenkwa homa no so na fe yemfa frefo be se enum ni yensori so me pa cho odi ni be akase free
Oboba we oni ada na taxi driver ni
me pa cho yinti o
yo na mi tia master ni awaya do so wa mental be kana no ska to be tu ja ni na kede ya agenda for me ya tia se mi tia master George Mohammed ipia o se o me yin na pokra me be gwa be ya me ya because na po hon sam na se fair right mu nyoma anya na po le kuji na parliament aka se kanu for ya se get see defense so ni na so mo de budget ne omo de ska e di shame na so mo de koboa agbefo na onu na po obebo ne ket after ne sanse po ayi demonstration pia anyo no na san kwajina se e ka san di supporters de omo hia shi omo hia ye abutu mi koko ba ko ene ye friend sen ene t-shirt wo de mo awi ayi na po kure ye o san su jina ho ka se wo Ghana ni a wo ye ifu ene de obesina aka se opetan table wa pana ko ya wade ate no kro podie me de na podie o man yin kwa na be yam ya because na so ye di so pass the freedom ana se spin court judges no so ye be tra ma me no anya football match anya ha se ne kotoko na 1.2 players afesa on no bo so we ye papa ko ni wa tene wa ka NFC ya odewu a ye point in the coast court na o ye whole central parliamentary candidate at the MPP who was the last one that we see na me dey there because so for Ghana ha no do na say e dey omo dey mo funenam because we are your appointment I dey for parliamentary candidate e wo whole central and the CLJU ko go say ya na ke 2020 enam say na o ya parliamentary candidate wo but you be sra ma me no e ma na me say e me kaka na aka wo yeni
okay
let you make say well we are Ghana ni we are responsible father and not responsible mother I will teach you how to get because of what about them about Umia because the Umia ba say economy no create the book cracker so we na why ya economy no want them what pro mine on it na
apani here that say
na somewhere
mo bi meto aso bi why me da se bebre hey chairman no me ba cho odi ni be anso ka se fi
Hello,
yes sir
the great Oboba.
chairman yinti o
If I show media Georgia, Oboba, my member, Abasona, member, Mr. Newton, Abbas.
enumre die me ma re ho enumre yo na re ho ni krom
Oboba, me ra who, Oboba, my minchia of Pahana. Oboba, my min can't say me. Said Ghana for, said your maya, and the for mining. Ghana for young from so that. Said, you better walk to Abba. Na ya peja o manya ti sei e dia seba wo miane na po nsem se wo mo mra mehwe no mo ma manage na me mpengu e si da na ho Ghana fo mpo nye da adenti na me ka ha mamudu ba wo mia ene na po wo mo ankasa enti MPP fo ankasa mo fere se sa ne pa mienu wi egu mu ticket so fe we mu na mo do mo kwa enya ba wo mia ya ne be gina ho ka tere yen se o si Cape Coast o si airport or Cape Coast or Yahamo Cape Coast, Palugu Dam, Wayawi, and never will me Jesus Christ. Napo, into Voltarian. Said the year no man of Phoebe. No quack for Napo, our ballot papers. Now, not what to Abama, but we not Napo may advise. wɔbrɛ a wɔdidi wɔ mo atam sɛ yɛde wɔn hyɛ budget mu a ɔbɛyɛ demonstration a asantefo kyɛ saa nkurɔfo wɔ mu koraa no I don't know ɛnyɛ sɛ deɛ nɔmɛkɔ so chief justice no mu ne nɔmɛ bi a ɛkokɔ so Supreme Court no mata amabuo tantantan wɛnti no yɛto adama mo sɛ mumɛbu man no ana na Ghana fo no ankasa no na akopɔn atwe aso kakra aso twɛ na akopɔn de ama yɛn na ama yɛ sua nyansa ɛno nti aba yɛba bɛto no December yi Ghana ni ɛyɛ kyɛ sɛ obi anka nkyerɛ wo sɛ wankasa no wokɔ a ɛyɛ NDC na sɛ wokɔto aba no de ma no because aso twɛ na mede wafɛ mu na sɛ ɔbɛsan akɔ so na wakɔto aba bɔne wei ama sɛ ama mbɔ bɔne ɛkɔ so na yɛato aba na yɛho akyerɛ yɛn deɛ a na ɛsɛ wankasa so ata sɛ ɔbɔba
yɛate yɛda ase ma
Ghana ni biara sɛ ɔbɛto aba tia saa bɔnyɛfo ama mbɔ bɔne ɛkɔ so na yɛho atɔ yɛmpa wɔ mu fira konwa so koraa ne yɛ mu na po ne ɛyɛ ba wɔ mia deɛ ɛdeɛ nipa ni pɛrɛsɛ
yɛate yɛda ase yate yɛda ase bebree a Georgia nti sɛdeɛ ɛmfa a sɛ wei deɛ nka watwafuo amuna firi atɔ nkwan mu o mebakyɛ wodi ne obi anso kasa firi
hello good evening
yes sir nyame adom na wo so ɛ
nyame adom from Mohammed na ntia me boss Newton yana papa na me ntia Georgia na biku amuni na ana yɛ ndi nyame bi yɛ ka tɛre na interest to under man mama obo ba me aya na mpanyin ko bi be sɛ ka atibia o tia atibia so na ɛfɛta na obi ka ba gyina ka sɛ angwa ne tontolo wɔ ha enya sra na ɔtere no ho atibia la ka sɛ ya tia na apɛta
Mohammed na ebu me ba nwumire saa no
atibia angwa ne tontolo de ɔkɔ ya no wɛ ɔme ko ma ata so anda me ade tia me kan saa ba o miara ka sɛ kura po no ni ho na na po anda me pɛsɛ me kyɛn saa
ayo
yewo na ko bodo ka tire Ghana for sɛ yɛn ti sɛ ɔba aba tire bi Ghana public service the public service na ɛne na ɔtɛbi ni ana abro na ɔbɛta ase bi akotu amina sika kotuku wɔ akotuku wɔ kɛkɛkɛkɛ no tumi san ya asara na ɔpɔnti obi na senior minister yɛn hu tuma ɔyɛ Ghana yɛ tiɛ na ka ai na mebra anyu ti kana ambassador ti dia ben dia be bo mu ya papa we ku apa so be na nya no a na yɛ tiɛ ka ku em sɛ jana no amamo ne yɛ tiɛ obi ambeti okwa obi ambeti kana tuku na o na obi ta sara ka sɛ yɛ tu abama eti aya na me so bisa na o sɛ nipa ne Ghana ni no so yɛ na o yɛ Ghana ni sɛn da ba bo we club sɛ nda me no ka sɛ no de ko tum ko sɛ o pɛ ya kan sɛ bayre to ba ka bayre ba ko sɛ so this report ada na da ko da ya no na ono appoint and nipa na hia no ko Supreme Court ko say ene na hia na ko do nya amamwo de ganja enya backing Jesus say ko di nipa we ye say ene na hia na ko aden
okay
ya ba say ya ko ye ni ma na kwa ya ba say
yeah that's it
I would have a big kind of put
yeah that's it madaro ma mum yemfa nsi yemfa ofrefo bi abiom ebre no nti yemre fie ha no na afi yenhwe na yensori so yesori a osofo e de onyame asem e de beto aso de amawo nti yemre fie ha no na yemewie we say onyankopon hira MPP doctor and doctor will do the good work kebrako and a day ne message e ba empany 4 years also nti yemon yensem nyina tofa ne yensori so mumu bia betumi de awie
ahoni ya yesori so de mami nti am wife Victoria Tiria me matwins amaba
okay
nyame strong bebre we say enyo baby ana sanwe o mama okwan say brana bidi dwuma bi say
very necessary
nya oba sabe na adwum da ho be bo chidom na mi chia me bra ba kun so wa chia say Trust Electronics sanwe was sending message you say oti me nyame show bia
okay
na afin so mi chia all the NPP phone nyina na minka say amunka makoma to yam sabe the vice president ono no be catch us say okay say memma nipa soa ade ma nitia ya ne yade kamede nsan nyuma be hye ne nsa na mama ne nimdie kaya yi any president a obeto pande ama obi son kwasua ne ade na yi na say wo ja NPP Dr. Bawumia ho
okay
ade wo vote akoma NDC John Dramani Mahama sebe kaya yofuo kra no wanya ade papa bi afa ma no kyese pan na odi be hye o nsa se mo fa nso osuane ma kaya yi na mutinya mo ya na obi ono ne say obe training ampas we training amansan djuma e koso na emu mienu we hwan na wodwen oman no
okay
nti se wotena afie na wonunu ho na wa wosere a sabe ucho teacher ma trawia unwe nambia
okay
na or can say ubisa ma say bi say NDC ya can say Ghana constitution no me say me mentimi anya no say NDC for na etroy asma me can say NDC at that time no NDC na na ho but enye NDC nko na ye de etroy because people are involved say whether say NPP for boycott ya there were people am so mo ye dey am kan ho bi nti who know say NPP e boycott na nkasa no bisa who say those incrofo na mo kan ho no na mo ye NPP for na NDC for they were the citizens of Ghana nti men ka say mo nko na e na de to so bi o me bisa no question back say beat justice BT Ayite justice SN Gbedegbe any justice Gbedegbe any justice Vida Akotobanfo me pacho one time na yebi omko Supreme Court it was Professor Ivan Satamos the late it you say obi appoint here I dey na mo fa no kre no ento ho
okay
say you 2 million the amount sa constitution no it doesn't give you opportunity and I say a more opportunity say appoint as president and show time say time na ben and I say time name ben yet okay na obi me appoint
me that's na bodu
just give you the mandate enti me show maye nunu ya hono ya nsere ne nka say NPP there so appointed here and you NPP but NDC have the right under your watch at most 18 months obedi ye delete or appointee 30
mate me that's
3
already TNT you na fe sorry so wadaroma
right me da say me de nyam I say aban no omo no homa de we communicate about research this are you struggle before you do something but me and the mechanics onya no about hey ye we MPP for guru so I mean omo share already na mu nyina say be kra nya bible kra nko be fa no ma
sir word no I don't want to hear again sir insem na dabi o kasa hu say many neshia so many platforms I don't say the issues on board no and I make one thing that is the intellectual but always be ano and I na usa and I usa this is not the first time now we say na usa I don't know
no na bana makabi a kire
nana boadu
the last time I buy okay I have the records
nana boadu ameka say
many we share so many times
nana boadu tie ha
the last time I menu be share and also record
program no be say meka say
nana boadu tie ameka tie ameka
when was the last time menu we share me maka say Newton and I will penny as me answer Newton me na kwala na me always be and always want to tell me say and now ya kwala and now ya kwala
nyabutie tie me wadaroma nyabutie tie me you know say when it comes to this work it's all about then I make come they be punching na kana no
it doesn't matter say
no dia we wa mena nyawo
enga me go fa dua na punch
no nya we wa mena nyawo wa mena nyawo me ba enti say me ba what taking notice me ba what taking notice say me say what taking notice some crofo etie wo no they won't be able to know whether we are kola now we are penny now we to say they listen to nsem a all can but me ba so also na nante so also na hia me ba o also na hia ho
yes
and otai ka sa word no any me more assignment also pay bia also the be body
that dey hu nya say ma attack no me no intellectual program here so I say there's no need no but it's unfair
and I make I say ono no weak point it dey be obo no and ohunu say okan ohwe reaction it dey be okan no oh enti we dey adaro ma also pay bia also
because communication here say we be shasheje we also learn from other areas you know best say we say oya butre juba we when people we be o ma be ne me na be ka tell say ene hu omukura na aban no ena ma we nyina ba enti all the struggle you are struggling you shouldn't blame your government when your government is on objective
but you should also understand say it means part they give opportunity to people. That is why ono so abem.
Oh, me nka say, but me just say struggle ni nyina. You shouldn't blame me Newton here. You should blame his government.
Okay.
As someone when you meka wa. As someone when you meka.
Struggle bay. The issue I kasa fa ho. No one go far away. So what is the struggle?
I was always telling you. I be that same fancy. Na yen sorry so. Abusia ya DC na ya soro so Nyankopon ya adoma o kina no pa yebesen hia o maache so etire nyante ye no enya acheche so ada biara da empanimfu ebeka me ho anwumre mi adi dwumadi ne de bre wo NDC afam Newton fi agbani wo ye NDC constituency organizer Chemodan sanso na oti na buadu nka na buadu wono so ekasa de ma NPP wo ba chem odan bato mpesua so na oti ne nka no odi ankan kwame ye bo adwempa hene Kofi Mensa Ben Mauli Ochiamin Samuel Dakon Billy Man Ofremi Obowo Ba Ofori Amanfo Abusie in a kambu mu de boiling issues at the brew Also for what na said that enti yebekɔ ne hɔ no na afei Onyankopɔn asɛm ɔde atoa so aman also for madwe
yaja
bibi abɔkɔ de
Awurade adom bɔkɔ na also
me adom nso me ho ye pa
ya da Kristo ase
and now no all night ne call saying
Awurade adom Awurade man saso dodo Awurade man saso Awurade ye adwuma na ye hwe Awurade anim sɛ ɔkyena nyame ya adom a watch night ne so Awurade be man saso
be babiem
that's right
okay yate pa nti kyerɛ yɛn mo akyira kwan ɛhe fa na ɛbɛkɔ so na obi pese oba bia kwan ya wo so ofa so de ba
Awurade ya adom a nyame ya adom a ɔkyena 10 o'clock exactly near Shase. Na yebepon 1 o'clock.
Okay.
12:31 na yapon. Ye Mandarina Hotel. Frimpong Enterprise Honoma Mandarina Hotel Event Center ho. Obeba no na gina mempa ye koso gidigidi. Awurade ye dwuma too much.
Okay.
Ewo ho.
Ebe Shase ebrebe na ewie ebrebe.
Yes, Shase 10 o'clock exactly. Ya chekra